Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MTGO Traders. My name is Taryn. Let's play some Minotaur Tribal. Alright guys, let's go into the play lobby and let's play some rounds. Really excited to show off this Minotaur Tribal deck. I won the die roll. Yes, I will go first. Let's see what our opening hand is. Not good. If I had two lands here, I probably would keep this if this wasn't this was a land or something. But I'm gonna mulligan that. See what we get here. A little bit better. I like this a lot more because we can Foreboding Ruins and a Fatal Push if they play something. I'm gonna keep that. I'm actually gonna put this on top. Play some Foreboding Ruins, show a swamp, keep that untapped, and that way we can keep a Fatal Push available if we need to use it. We don't need to use it. Alright, so judging by the blue-green, I'm going to guess this may be a Marvel deck. So let's go with the Brawler. I definitely want to get rid of the Fiery Temper here, even though I can't Madness it. Yep. And I'm just going to pass the turn back. I'll get in for 4 on the following turn. Yeah, 2 tap lands. Let's see, third land. So I'm going to come in with the Crasher here and get in for 7 on turn 3. Very nice. Down to 13. I'm going to turn on just a little bit. But yeah, I mean, this deck, really is about being really quick. We want to make sure we have at least 1 swamp and 1 forest. 3 lands is basically all you need in the entire deck to kind of play your hand every single turn. And yeah, the Ahn-Crop Crasher is just insanity. I'm going to hit 6 so he can do it his turn. Oh, play land, pass. Gotcha. Play another land for me. I kind of want to get the second Brawler out. Should have not played that far or mountain there. I'm going to keep the Fatal Push in my hand, hold off the Brawler, and just swing out again for 7. So, but yeah, the Brawler, it barely has a downside. And stuff like Fiery Temper, if you have 3 land, you can definitely curve into this and do 3 damage to the face or 3 damage to a creature and drop a 4/3. So it's just ridiculous. So I'm going to swing out. And of course, the Ahn-Crop Crasher has an amazing ability. That it has haste, so it's a 3/2 with haste. And when it attacks, you may exert it. And when you do, target creature can't block this turn. Ridiculous. We're down to 4 mana for him. Not sure what's going on there. So here's another part of our deck, which is the Metallic Mimic. Since he hasn't played anything, I'm going to definitely say he wants to play a bomb in the late game. So let's play out the Mimic. Oh, yeah, that's probably game 1. Made sense. So let's go to game 2. I'm assuming this is a Marvel deck. Okay, we'll go to Palabi then. Well, let's kind of spin the wheel one more time. Whoop. Let's see. Let's kind of spin the wheel one more time and see what we get. We have 2 cards that we can actually use in this hand with just 1 mana. The only reason I wouldn't keep this is because it's going to come in tapped. We need 3 mana to get anything else off the ground, so I'm going to mulligan that away. We have 2 mana here, 1 for this and 1 for Bloodrage Brawler. I'm definitely going to keep this. If we get into, nope, want to put that on the bottom. If we draw into a land, definitely we'll see some upside here. Maybe looking at some kind of Mardu Vehicles or Clue strategy on their side. Draw into a Metallic Mimic, that's fine. Just going to lay and pass. Definitely probably want to get out the Mimic first, because that's probably going to be the key to the removal for their deck. Let's see, sack a Clue, draw a card, I see. Looking for mana probably. Getting in for 1. Going to 19. But yeah, yep. Definitely want to see what we can do if we draw into... Nope, did not draw into another one. That's fine. Definitely want to get out our Metallic Mimic then. And one of the things we have the Aether Hub for is to help stabilize on the black. We don't have as much black in the deck as we need, really. But at the same time, we also need lots of red. So like double red if we need to use a Fiery Temper full on. So I'm going to pass turn. So one of the best things in the following turn is if we draw into a land, we can definitely play that, do an Unlicensed Disintegration on the Thraben or his Mimic, which this may be a mono-white humans deck. Is it? Human, yeah, it's a humans deck. Nice. So we're having two tribes go up against each other, which is very cool. I'm sure he'll swing out here. Nope, he passed. Wow, missed opportunity there. Awesome, we get to stabilize. So what I can do here, I can definitely go into Key to the City, discard into Fire Temper to kill the Metallic Mimic. So that way we're still playing out our board. I'm not going to necessarily, I'm going to pick the Mimic here so it can't be blocked. Discard the Fiery Temper. And the Fiery Temper is going to hit the Mimic. Kill the Mimic. And then I'm going to get in for 2. Now, one of the things to keep in mind, once they hit 4 mana on humans, if they're playing with white, they're obviously going to have like a cast out, maybe some type of removal spell with 3 mana, something like that. Getting in for 2? Yeah, okay. Good deal. So this following turn, if I draw into mana, I'm probably going to use it for a discard outlet for the Bloodrage Brawler. If I do not draw into mana, I'll just play the Ahn-Crop Crasher and swing in for 4/3 haste. Trueheart Duelist. Gotcha. Probably going to swing in for you. Yep, swing in for 1. Gotcha, no problem. Down to 18. And so what I can do is I can pay 2 and see if I draw into a land. Because there's board site really isn't that oppressive right now, I'm going to try that. So let's do this. See if we can draw into another land. If we can, we'll play the Brawler. We definitely did. Sweet. I actually want to play the Mimic now that we have this. Let's play the Mimic out and just kind of go for double value here. Go with Minotaur. Very nice. And I'm just going to pass the turn. One of the best things about Key to the City is you can definitely just use this as a discard outlet, even if you don't have a creature on play. So if you're trying to draw into more cards, yeah, I drew 2 cards from that turn rather than just 1. And I kind of took the chance to make sure that I could stabilize on 4 mana. But overall, that really helps our board state. And helps me kind of get deeper into the deck. So if I draw a Neheb or something like that, I can definitely kind of, you know, KO whatever they're dealing with. One of the best things now, we have Unlicensed Disintegration. We can actually kill something and deal 3 damage. So let's see if we want to do that. Not really feeling an Unlicensed Disintegration. I am feeling maybe a Galvanic Bombardment along with the Ahn-Crop Crasher here. So let's play this out and then do the Galvanic Bombardment on the Trueheart here. And then destroy that and kind of swing in for our 3/2. Or with our 5/4, actually, not our 3/2. We just want to swing in with this one because they may double block, and I can't deal enough damage to kill both. So they may just block with the Thraben here. Or take 5 to the face. Never know. I definitely did not want to discard because whatever I draw next will definitely go into the Bloodrage Brawler to kind of get it out on the field. Unless I really don't need the Unlicensed Disintegration. So I'm kind of assuming if they draw into their 4th mana, they're going to have something for a removal spell on the Crasher or one of the Mimics. Yep. No problem. So let's just see what happens here. Do they get to 4 mana? I'm assuming they're going to. Yeah. Nope. They're actually just complaining they're Anointer Priest and probably pass the turn at that point. Nope. Another Thraben Inspector. Gotcha. Mono white humans it is. Let's see what happens here. They're just going to pass turn probably. Awesome. So I have a mountain I can definitely discard into the Brawler, so that's what I'm going to do. Yep. Discard a card. And then I'll have the Unlicensed Disintegration up the following turn if I need it for anything. So let's see. I'm just going to go out and swing with my 5/4 once more. And even with all their power, they can't kill it. So I'm good on that. I think they'll probably just chump block with the Thraben. Yep. But the following turn I'll be swinging out with my 6/5 and my 5/4. So looking for some real action. There's their 4th land. Gotcha. Looking for a cast out or some type of removal spell here. Maybe a Gideon. Something interesting enough to warrant a removal spell, or maybe something interesting enough for where I can divert my attacks towards the Planeswalker and not their life. Let's see what happens. They're thinking. 4 cards in hand. I only have 1, and the point of the Minotaur deck is definitely to like run out of cards. So when you get your Neheb in your hand, you like windmill slime that down, and I'll have a 7/4 first striker and an 8/5 first striker. So still not getting anything they want. They're drawing into another card with their clue token. Let's see what happens. 2 mana Embalmer's Tools. The activated abilities of cards in your graveyard cost 1 less, so their embalms are 1 less. And then tap it, untap zombie you control. Target player puts a top card of his or her library into his or her graveyard. Gotcha. So they're trying to basically do a token strategy with the embalm. I understand that. The Anointed Priests are definitely going to be kind of a big deal in the following turn if I don't get rid of both of them. But what I'm going to do here is I have 1 card for discard to Key to the City. One to do Unlicensed Integration. So I'm going to do that and then swing in with let's see, my 3/2 here. Actually, my 2/1 because all the other ones will be okay. And then just swing out like a madman and see what happens. Go to combat. Swing out with everything. I could exert this if I wanted to. But I'm not gonna. I'm gonna see if he just wants to chump block it. Definitely, because this is 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. This is definitely lethal right here. So gonna be taking 10 instead, going to 5. So he's basically looking for any kind of board wipe, maybe a Fumigate if he did draw into his mana. There's 5 there. Fumigate. There you go. No problem. What I'm going to do then instead is do the Key to the City. Untap. Yep. Be able to fill my hand back up. See if I can get a Brawler maybe, or another Ahn-Crop with the mana. Definitely did get a Brawler, so I'm okay with that. Have to discard the champion though. So that is the only downside to Brawler, of course, is the discard, but usually it works out into your favor. So he needs something drastic to be able to come back from this. He's basically stabilized on his mana, so he does have 4 cards in hand, so we'll see what happens there. I'm basically just going to be swinging out every single turn to see if I can get in. He does have Anointed Priest. He can embalm for 3 mana, so that would be something he could do. Same thing with Trueheart Duelist, but none of them actually... let's see, he could do 1 for Trueheart and then 1 for Anointed Priest, so that would be 5 there. So he could actually do both. Anointed Procession. Gotcha. He's basically setting up to be able to do that the following turn to have 2 tokens for each. So that makes sense. Drawing into a swamp there. I almost want to discard it into Key to the City so I can get a draw out of this. Because getting in here is definitely going to be a good thing. But he's going to have 4 blockers the following turn if I don't do something about that. So let's just see what happens here. Looking at 2 Anointed Processions, going to gain 2 life. Another Trueheart Duelist is going to gain 2 more life. So 4 life, he's going to go back up to 9 again. I guess unless he plays something else in his hand. But that's the play I'm kind of seeing right now on the board. So let's see what happens. Tap in that mana. I'm assuming he's going to play an Anointed Priest. Like that's one of the best plays he can do now that he has Anointed Procession on the board. Or play another Embalmer's Tools. You know, you can do that too. So now they're both super cheap. So Anointed Procession, or Priest, is only 2 mana now, not 4. Which is great. He could pop out his Trueheart for 1 white mana now. So 1 Priest, 1 Duelist. Nope, going to do the Mimic first. He's definitely trying to stabilize his board, which makes sense. I mean, that's what I would do. Let's see. While he's thinking about all that kind of stuff, I'm definitely gonna tap the Key to the City and discard this card. That way, I have a draw outlet coming up pretty quickly. So, yeah, they're coming in with as 3/3s, so they're gonna be a real hassle. Yep, definitely want to pay that mana. Try and draw into something that's useful. We definitely did draw into something that was useful, but we will not be able to play it this turn. So that is something to keep in mind. So we will probably just hold off on this turn and kill the Mimic the following turn. But he's definitely going to be getting out both of the Anointed Priests this turn, I believe. And if I do not do anything about it, the following turn he may Westville Abbey on me. So if that's the case, then we'll just go to game 2, and I'll be boarding in some Sweltering Suns, something like that. Maybe some Lost Legacy to deal with Anointed Procession. That would be probably the play for me. But let's see what happens. I definitely want to play this out. Another Anointed Procession. Holy God almighty. Oh, this is going to hurt. I'm going to actually adjust this. I did not notice that till just now. I got into the game. All right, let's see what happens. You just going to swing? Yeah. Nope, not going to swing. Okay. Definitely want to keep this swamp in my hand, and I'm going to unlicense Disintegration that Mimic. And I actually can go for lethal here. Nice. I guess he probably just didn't think what the Key to the City would do. Yeah. That's lethal. You're tapped out. Can't block. Yeah, that was game 1. Wow, very nice. God, lucky with that. Lucky with that play. All right, let's see what happens here. Gonna go with a 2 Lost Legacy. Definitely gonna take out the Fatal Pushes. Put in 2 Transgress the Minds. And then we definitely want to outrace him, so let's put 2 Sweltering Suns and get rid of the other Galvanic Bombardments. The reason I'm getting rid of these small spot removals is because his deck is filled with low-end creatures, so they can definitely kill the creatures, but my creatures can just trade up for them, so I'm not worried about that. However, I will take out 2 of the champions and put back 2 pushes, just to make sure that we'll be okay. But this game 2, we definitely want to be able to play a little bit more proactive and be able to deal with Anointed Procession. So let's see what's in our hand here. 4 land, Neheb, Sweltering Suns, and Ondu Champion. It's almost worth keeping based on we can do Foreboding, then Mountain, then Neheb, then Smoldering, then Ondu. And if they have creatures by the time we are able to play Neheb, we can definitely just Sweltering Suns. So I like that play because they're on the play. So I'm assuming probably a Thraben Inspector on turn 1, something like that. Yep. So get that clue token. They're definitely going to pass the turn. I'm going to Foreboding Ruins, reveal a swamp, or a mountain, not swamp. It's red. And then pass the turn. The best thing about this is, we only need 1 black piece of mana, so they're definitely going to play that, get a clue, draw a card, and swing in for 1 here. So that's good for us as far as being able to stabilize. I definitely want to transgress here, since I just drew that. Let's see what we got here. We got a Forsake the Worldly, exile targeted artifact or enchantment. Unwavering Initiate, 3/2 with Embalm and Vigilance. So, not worried about that because of Neheb. Definitely want to get rid of Forsake the Worldly. And I will pass the turn for him. Because Neheb has First Strike, that 3/2 Vigilance is not going to do anything. So, Unless he draws into something else. Yep, there's Unwavering Initiate. Can I get it for 1 again? No problem. Alrighty. Let's see if we can draw another Neheb. That's not a big deal, but let's see. Do I want a Sweltering Suns or do I want a Neheb the Worthy? Let's go through Neheb because we have 1 in our hand as well. And that way we can stop and attack because of the first strike. To the following turn, we're going to play out the Smoldering Marsh, Ondu Champion, and then just see what happens. Going for Embalmer's Tool, very nice. So that means that when Unwavering Initiate dies, it becomes 1 less, so it is 4 mana instead of 5. Trueheart Duelist, no problem. Are you going to swing out with both and maybe... Nope, okay, cool. So what I am going to do this turn is, because his board presence is actually pretty large now, I'm actually going to Sweltering Suns on the following turn. Because he has 1 card in hand, so he's playing out his hand completely, which is a good thing for us because that means he's in top deck mode. So I'm going to swing out, and if he blocks, then he'll have 1 creature dead, and if he doesn't block, I will be able to get the other card out of his hand, so he'll be top decking the rest of the game. So let's see what happens here. Because any of these creatures will die, unless they double block, of course, but then I'll kill one, he'll kill me, and then I'll probably Sweltering Suns. So, not too worried about that. Nope, he's going to let me get in. Awesome. Sweet. Okay, cool. So I'm going to be able to just discard this swamp here, and, yep. Plains, gotcha. Definitely you want to keep what's on the field for now. I don't want to Sweltering Suns because he's now top decking. So, because what he's going to do basically, because he has 4 mana. You know what? I am going to Sweltering Suns because I do not want to get a Westville Abbey situation going on here. So everybody dies. No problem. Draw into a card. He can definitely Unwavering Initiate and Trueheart Duelist back, but that's no problem. Yeah. So 2 mana, get that back. Play a 3rd. He has no cards in hand. He's probably going to be able to get back the Initiate for 4 mana, correct? Yeah, 4 mana. So he can't do it this turn. Not a big deal, though. We're definitely playing down our hand so we can get Neheb's ability online. So next turn I'll be able to play out the Ondu Champion in the mountain. So looking really good there. Cannot wait to have a Neheb go online because it's just dumb. Drew an Anointer Priest, no problem. Can definitely deal with that as soon as we go online. I would not attack in if I were you. Sweet. Okay, just gonna get out the champion here. He's now a 4/2 with Trample and First Strike. So let's kind of get in here and see what we can do. And we have a 6/3 over here, which is ridiculous. Just going to let it go through. Yep. No problem. I get to discard my card, which was just an Aether Hub. So now I'm top decking as well, but in my deck, the top deck is actually not a bad thing because I can have my Neheb online at all times. So he's playing out a Metallic Mimic. Probably the following turn he'll play out his Unwavering Initiate. And Unwavering will actually be a 4/3 human. So that's good. He'll gain a life from that as well. But I don't see this match lasting much longer. Especially if I draw into some removal. That would be great. Or a Key to the City. I can start feeding into some stuff. Fatal Push. Nice. Okay, so I will probably be killing the Mimic here, for sure. And then swinging out with my 4/2 and 6/3. So that is representing 10 points of damage. He may take it when I go to 4 and keep his blockers up for the following turn. That makes sense. But that is a lot of damage coming through. So just top deck like a champ just then. Let's see what happens here. Blocking with 1, taking 4. Going to 10. Very nice. He played... I want to say he played a Plains just then. Yeah. So he's got an Winter Priest and Unwavering Initiate. He does have enough to play an Winter Priest for 3 and a Wavering for 4. Or create a 1/1 here, which is fine. Yep. So 2 more blockers. So, yes. So one of the things about the Bloodrage Brawler, if you have nothing in your hand, it just comes in as a 4/3. No problem. No big deal. So I'm definitely going to just swing out again with my 4/2 and 6/3. And he'll jump block. Yes, sir. And or take 6. Nope. Yeah, he can block twice. Gotcha. Alrighty. So looking at probably lethal this turn. Whatever he drew, either if it's a Fumigate, then he probably has it. But if it's not, let's see, cycling. He only has 4 mana. Goes up to 5 again with that. So we can definitely go for an Anointer Priest, Unwavering Initiate. That would be something that you can kind of go into here. He can definitely play the Anointer or the Thraben. He can't do both. I would probably go for the Thraben or the Anointer just for the 1 point of extra health. Because he'll definitely probably be taking 4. Going for the Initiate. I gotcha. Can't blame you. Yep. Let's see what we get here. Another Brawler. This deck is back-breaking, guys. Like if you just continue to draw into Value Town like I'm doing right now, it is ridiculous. I'm gonna get in for 4 here probably, and then he'll go down to 5. And then I think he only has enough creatures to embalm again for 1 who may go up to 6. Yep, discard a card that you don't have. That's my turn. What do you have? Do you draw a Fumigate? If you draw a Fumigate, then this is a whole different ballgame. Main board Fumigate is very rare to see. So that's it. That was game. That's game 1. Cool. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to do one more round. Let's see what happens here. Again, this Minotaur deck is good. It's not something I would take to a PTQ or a game day even, but it is good for like an F&M just to have fun. You know, casual against casual. It has won against Mardu Vehicles and Marvel, and even Blue-Eyed Control when they just like stumble really badly. But at the same time, I would not recommend this for somebody who wants to be like super competitive. It's more of those kind of like kitchen table type decks that are just fun to play with, you know. Ugh. I like this hand because I have 2 1-drops and a 2-drop here, so I can definitely curve out pretty well. The only problem is I have a Smoldering Marsh and not a regular land, but I can do Foreboding Ruins, and I'm on the draw, so I think I'm going to keep this, and then we'll see what happens here. Tap land, okay. Looking at probably a counter deck, or maybe or a Constrictor deck, maybe an Eldrazi deck because of the colorless mana. Could be a possibility. Drawing into a Galvanic Bombardment. One of the best things about Galvanic Bombardment over Magma Spray is that they add on top of each other. So I play the first one, does 2 damage. I play the second one, does 3 damage, and so on. So there are 3 in the deck, and I can do a possible 4 damage if I do play them the entire game. So throughout the game. Let's see what happens. Kind of expecting Eldrazi or another Ruin. Gotcha. So just going to pass. That is fine for me because I'm needing to draw another land. So let's see what happens here. Awesome. Very cool. So this means I can definitely start kind of getting in here. I'm actually going to do a Bloodrage Brawler and throw away a Galvanic Bombardment. That way it does 3 damage to a creature. And then pass the turn. And then I'm just going to give him the turn. Yeah, so we got 1 mana here. This may be a play our land for turn. Definitely want to get rid of that guy. And then swing in for 4. This is probably an Eldrazi deck. Let's see, another Hedron Crawler. Didn't draw his land for turn. That's a mistake. So let's get out our Crasher. I'm going to Galvanic Bombardment this guy for 3, and then get in for 7. So he's now down to 9 on turn 4. So we're looking at probably, yep, that was it. That's game. Did not draw his land. That sucks. So one of the things to keep in mind for this kind of situation is I'm looking at Lost Legacy. I'm looking at Transgress the Mind. He's going to have a lot of mana dorks, so these cards are going to come in handy. Let's take out 2 of the champions here and then put 2 Transgress the Minds. Because we don't exactly know if this is an Eldrazi deck. If it has Ulamog or Worldbreaker or something like that. So we didn't see any colors, actually. It was all colorless. So let's pick that and then just kind of go from there and see what happens. One of the things I want to keep in mind for like the game 2 type situations, when it's like I just demolish the opponent on game 1, I want to make sure that whatever I'm putting into my main board is, basically just kind of, handling all the metas. So Transgress the Mind is one of those cards that, basically handles all the metas. So, but let's see what happens here. Would like to get a good opening hand this time. The opening hand I did have was great because it curved into itself. So let's see what happens. 1 land, 2 Nehebs, Transgress, and a push. This I can't keep it, so mulliganing that, going to this. Let's see, 3 lands, 2 mimics, and a Crasher. I like this a lot more because we can definitely play the 2 basics, play our Smoldering Marsh, then go into Mimic, and then Crasher, or Mimic, Crasher. Let's see what's on top here. Let's keep that. Keep that on top. That way when we hit our 3 mana, we'll have our Mimic out and be able to do some damage. So let's do just a Swampy. Pass turn. Let's see, Aether Hub. I have yet to see any colors of mana here, so it may be an Eldrazi deck. Let's see what happens. Another Hedron Crawler. No problem. Definitely want to get out the Mimic here. Name Minotaur. And pass the turn. I'm so glad we've drawn basically everything we need to kind of get out nice and strong. So another Mimic, and then probably going to go into a Crasher or kill the Crawler here because he has 4 mana on board already. So he's already outpacing us pretty quickly. So that may be something to keep in mind. One of the things with these kind of decks is we definitely want to keep in mind how much mana they have on the field because it can get crazy. So, but I'm just going to keep chugging with my strategy here. Play another Mimic. What do you have in your hand? You have Aether Hub, so you have basically any mana you want. Okay. I'm going to go this and swing out with my 2-1. Since he has an 0-1. He may have a pump spell. I don't really think so. Let's see. Paying Fatal Push. Gotcha. So 1 energy left for an Aether Hub. Another Fatal Push? Yes. Okay. No problem. Better spent on that than our Nehebs or our Ahn-Crop Crasher. So that is perfectly fine. It's going to be his turn. He has no mana of color on his board now. So, of course, the best move he could have made there was that because once these guys get down with their counters, I mean, he would be like, a 4/4 first striker. So it's that would be backbreaking. I agree with that. So good move there. But let's just see what he does on his turn. He's got 3 cards in hand. Going to draw 4th, and I don't know. Let's just see. Waiting on him now. 3 colorless. Let's see. Eldrazi Scourge, or Eternal Scourge. Gotcha. You can cast it from exile when it comes to target spell or ability and opponent controls. Exile it. Gotcha. So it can die regularly. It just can't die. It can come back if we target it by something. So put a +1/+1 counter on it. So it's a 4/4. So the thing for me would be definitely wanting to get out the Mimic here, since he's burnt his, I almost did Minion, not Minotaur. That would have been bad. He's burnt his 2 Fatal Pushes, so he doesn't have any colorless mana on board. I'm probably going to take forward to the face here, go to 16, but the following turn, if I draw into some mana, I'll play the mana, do an Unlicensed Disintegration on the Scourge, or I'll play Neheb. I have a 3/3 first striker, yeah. Take forward to the face. No problem. 4 mana. 2/3 vigilance, and can add mana to his mana pool. Gotcha. Let's see here. A little bit out-tempoing us. But I feel pretty good about playing out in the head. That's a 3/3 or first strike, being able to block that. And then being able to unlicensed integration the Scourge or the Warden. Probably Fiery Temper the Scourge, because when it comes to target of a spell or ability, it just exiles it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on board. He's getting up there in the mana, so that's one thing we want to keep in mind. Gonna let him get in again for 4. Go down to 12. Very nice. Go into Smoldering Marsh. So one of the things I can do is attack in, hope that he will Fiery Temper, or hope that he will let me go in. And if he does, I'll be able to Fiery Temper his Eternal Scourge here, Unlicensed Disintegration the other guy. I think I'm going to go for that. Let's see what happens here. Awesome, he lets me get in. Yep. So discard my Fiery Temper. Waiting on him to probably choose a card to discard. Yeah, Flailing Tendrils. Would have been good. Let's see. I almost don't want to kill the Scourge here, but I need to. So do this for the Warden. Then this for the... I'm going to keep this up, actually. Let's see. I'm actually going to play this out because it's a 4/3. So let's do that. You guys are probably screaming at that in the comments. Because like, he's a 4/3. No, 3/2 now because of the Mimic. So I have something to be able to block. So I'm going to hold that Unlicensed Integration because he does have 5 mana on board. He may draw into a 6 mana and play a 6/6 something. So, Hedron Archive. Gotcha. Mana is out of control. You going to swing in on me? Nope. Very nice. Ondu Champion. So one of the things I can do is play out the Champion, have a great blocker. And then I'm just going to swing in with my 4/3 first strike and 3/3. Discard my Neheb, turning on all my my guys. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he does have 7 mana. So I am looking to see something big come through. Unless he just scoops here, could be that, because I will be swinging in with Exert. So not being able to block, taking 7, 8, 9. Could be something he doesn't want to deal with. course, I could just wait a turn and see what he plays. But I like getting in. That's the thing I like doing. So, well, I would appreciate it if you played faster. But he's probably reading the champion. Really, I only use the champion as like a spell as well. So it's really just giving my board trample. So that's the play. I really don't want to waste my Unlicensed Disintegration on the Scourge when I know that it can come back just because it goes to exile. So what it could do here instead is just attack with the Crasher, and that would be fine. So that could be an answer to this. Of course, he has to do something. 2 cards in hand. Not really sure what kind of spell he could play that's at instant speed that's colorless. Nothing comes to mind. So, just going to hold out and see what he does. But yeah, I think I'm just going to come in with the Ahn-Crop Crasher because that gives me an ability to get in. He probably won't trade, and then I have a blocker that's a 5/4 that he also can't deal with. So, and even if he does kill my Neheb with like a World Breaker or something, I can definitely still block with the champion, no problem, because it's a 5/4. They can still trade. So, come on. What you got going on here? You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. You need 1 green for a World Breaker. So, it's just going to be game. Maybe he's just deep in the tank. That could be something. Let's I'm gonna give him a couple more seconds. He's at 17 minutes now, so not sure what he can do. Okay, I'm just gonna cut now, and then we'll be at whenever he replies. Welp, there we go. I guess he was doing some some hard thinking on what was going to happen. I don't know what happened there, but he definitely yeah, it says lost game due to interaction. So inaction. So yeah, I don't know what happened there. So let's actually just spin the wheel one more time. I definitely want to get a good 2-1 or 2-0, one more round in here in this episode, and then we'll probably do 2 more rounds in the next episode. So let's see what happens. I won the die roll. I would like to play first. Let's see. I actually will keep this because I have one of both here. Definitely going to come in tapped, but I have my Metallic Mimic, a Fatal Push, a Brawler. If I draw into some more mana, I got an Unlicensed. So let's keep that. I like that a lot. So, of course, the Mimic's going to come down and be our Lord and make this guy a 5/4. So that's, you know, stupid. Let's play the Foreboding Ruins here, because I do not want to bet on drawing into a land for the turn. So we're probably looking at the Madness deck. Very nice. Yep. Let's see. Each vampire creature you own that isn't on the battlefield has madness. The madness cost is equal to its mana cost. Let's get out the Mimic here, named Minotaur. In the following turn, we'll probably ping the second creature he drops. Falconwrath Gorger is good. Yeah. So we have a 3/2 that can become a 3/2, or 2/1 that can become a 3/2 flyer with the discard ability. So, yep, you get in for 1. Or you get in for 2. I'm down to 18. So this is definitely going to be a very quick matchup. Drawing 3 unlicensed, or drawing 2 unlicensed disintegrations is not great. Let's go with a Fatal Push here on the air. Pass turn. Definitely don't want him building on his board state too quickly because I can't stabilize on my mana. But I'm going to play out the Brawler probably the following turn. 3/3 flyer. Yep. Sweet. So I'm going to unlicense the Olivia here. Whoop. Did not tap for red. Let's do that. There we go. You take 3 to the face as well. I'm going to swing in for 2. So you're down to 15. So the best thing about unlicensed disintegration is if you have an artifact on field, it's amazing. I don't know how else to say it. Like, it's crazy. Yep, swing in for 4. So one of the best things now is I can definitely unlicense disintegration his Yahini, and he will probably save it with the Gorger, or not. You can always do that too. I'll just get in for 2 now. So go down to 10. We're just racing each other to the bottom here. Thankfully, I did draw into some unlicensed disintegration, so... Oh, that's why he did that, so because he has another one. Getting in for 4 again. Going to 8. I'm going to unlicense him again. Let's do that. So he may not want to have this happen. Yep. So go in for 2 more damage. You're at 5. So the following turn, if he does not kill the Metallic Mimic, I'll be able to Ahn-Crop Crasher, Exert, and kill him for 5 damage. So, nice and quick. Nope, unlicensed integration. He's now a 3/3. He's going to swing out for 3. Let's get out a Brawler. And another Brawler. So 2 4/3s. He'll be able to unlicense 1, probably. Throne of the God Pharaoh. Can you get out a 1-drop? Or no? Nope. He can't. Cool. So I'm just going to play this and then just swing out. I'm actually going to keep 1 up just in case he has a hasty creature. So swing. Maybe they'll trade. Nope. He's just going to go to 1. He would have traded there if I had swung out because that would have been game. Unlicensed on one of them. Yeah. Get in for 4. And that's game. Very close. Very close round. Alright, so one of the things I want to keep in mind is I want to get rid of the Ondu Champions here. Let's see. Put in another Galvanic Bombardment. I want to try and be quicker. So let's get in some... Transgress won't work really here. Lost Legacy will work here. And let's go for a Sweltering Suns and take out 1 Fiery Temper for another Suns. Just in case his board stabilizes and I can't trade with him. So, let's see what happens. This is a really good matchup, though, because these are both very quick decks. So, do I want to keep this? It's almost a yes, but probably a no. If I can guarantee that there's mana on top. This is going to be a hard choice, so let me see. I'm on the play. So land, he plays creature, I kill it, my turn. I do nothing, I pass. He plays a creature, swings in. I hopefully draw. I'm going to keep. Yeah, he's keeping his full hand as well, so. We'll see what happens. That may have cost me the game right there. Oh, I didn't do anything on that turn. Awesome. Oh, thank you. Alrighty, so we can do Key to the City, or we can do Metallic Mimic. Let's do Key to the City, because that way we can actually Fiery Temper and Fatal Push on the following turn fairly effectively, and be able to draw into some cards. At 2 mana here, we got the Fury Blade. Yep. That girl can do some work. So I'm definitely going to, because of the where we're at now, I'm going to... Does he get first strike? No. I'm going to kind of eke out a removal spell. Let's see what happens here. Removal spell? Magma Spray? Magma Spray or Unlicensed Disintegration, perhaps? He does have first strike, so it's a prime target for removal. Nope, just going to get out another Fury Blade. Gotcha. And a Magma Spray. There we go. Yep, you don't get that ability. So you will be swinging in for 1, I assume. I'm just going to say always yield. Nope, he passed. Okay. Play a Foreboding Ruins. Going to get out a Metallic Mimic. Name it Minotaur. And then I'm going to cast this and kill one of those guys. Pass turn. So I could have done that on his turn to be a little bit better, but we'll see what happens here. He drew, went to combat, madnessed away, incorrigible use to get that back. I got you. 4/3. Luckily, Fiery Temper can deal with that, so it's not a big deal. But it does have haste. So definitely want to block here. I'm going to take 3 damage, but he will die. So play a land. Let's see. Do this. Pass turn. Going to Fiery Temper, Incorrigible Youths, or whatever else he plays that may be a threat. Unlicensed, gotcha. Madness the Fiery Temper away. Target Incorrigible Youths. Yep. And since we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, I can draw 2 cards this coming turn and be pretty safe about doing that. So, gonna pick 2 there. There we go. Definitely gonna pick Yahini. One in his hand, 1 in his board. Unlicensed Disintegration is also going to be a problem, and Olivia is going to be a problem. So if we can pull into our other legacy, that would be great. So, kind of looking at what else is in his deck here. Pretty good, actually. Very nice. Do not have a card to discard. Probably should have kept that mountain. We could have discarded into again, but it's his turn now. Going to be playing a land and your 2/1 that turns into a 3/2? Yeah. Pass turn. Oof. That was a bad moment there. I believe he has this game, just based on the tempo and me top decking now. Because of his own unlicensed disintegration and magma sprays. So that's, yeah, he's just going to be setting up now. We got my Neheb. It's going to die to probably something, but I do like that idea. Yep, there is a Gorger. It does have first strike as well, so that is something to keep in mind. Unlicensed. Play out the Sure Shot. Luckily, the Sure Shot is 3 toughness, so when he attacks in, I'll be able to block and trade. So he probably will not attack this turn unless he has another unlicensed disintegration of some sort. Yeah. Pass turn. What do we got? Galvanic Bombardment. I'm going to swing out here and pump like a madman. Dealing 4 damage. We're at 13 each right now, so tap land. Nice. Okay, so we can definitely go for Olivia, Mobilize for War here. That's what I want to go for. Get those two. We could have done Aetherborn, Gifted Aetherborn, but Olivia is just really, really oppressive. So that gets out a big chunk of his creatures. So Gifted Aetherborn. Yep, there we go. Death Touch Lifelink. Definitely want to discard that. Going for some damage. Pump until you can't pump no more. Get in for 5. He is going to gain 2 life if he swings in on me, so he will have a turn to basically draw into an unlicensed disintegration or something else. Yep. Now 3/4. Definitely going to pay that. Whew. Cancel real quick. I can't win on this turn because if I do that, I can only get in for 3. The best I can do is trade. But I don't want to trade. I want to keep attacking in, so let's kill this guy. Get rid of that. And get in for 3 here. So he'll be down to 4. He'll gain life from his other Aetherborn. He does have a Fatal Push. Gotcha. So now I'm really looking for a removal spell for this Gifted Aetherborn, like a Galvanic Bombardment, perhaps. That would be great. But actually, I want an unlicensed or Fatal Push. Galvanic will not be able to do it. Not even a Fiery Temper will be able to do it. So let's just see what happens. Yep. Definitely want to do that. Nice. Discard this guy. That way we have a draw spell on the coming future. And we're both top decking. So he plays a land, passes his turn. Very nice. Let's see, for me, definitely going to draw again. I'm gonna Smoldering Marsh. Key to the city. My own key to the city. Pass turn. Let's see. Gorger. Upkeep. Okay. That'll do. I'll pass turn. Another Stendia. Yep. What am I going to draw here? Swampy. Let's get rid of that so we have something to play into on the following turn if he has a removal spell. Yeah, that's it. Okay, cool. Woo! That was game 2. Fast. Very fast. Okay, so let's go for a... Let's actually pull in Transgress the Mind because we have Yahini we can hit and Olivia we can hit as well as Unlicensed Disintegrations. So let's go with that. Almost looking to see if we want to put Insult to Injury because it has, you know, Afterburn. Or not Afterburn, it's Injury. I want to say this is an Afterburn ability, but it's Aftermath, not Afterburn. Let's actually do that. Let's get rid of 2 of the Fiery Tempers and put in 2 of the Insult to Injury. That way we have a little bit bigger of an area to cover, and I can press a little bit harder. Let's see. I almost want to take out Sweltering Suns, but I know I'll regret it. Let's just put in one of these. And then I think we're okay. Let's do that. I'm happy with that. He'll be going first. Let's see here. 2 mana. 2. I like this because I can Aether Hub on turn 1, Galvanic Bombardment, whatever he's going to play, and then go into a Foreboding Ruins on turn 2 and not feel too bad about it. So, let's see what happens. Hopefully, he won't have a turn 1 play, but I probably will. Oh, he doesn't. Sweet. Thank you. Okay, cool. So let's play Foreboding Ruins. Pass turn. So we can definitely stabilize now from what we have in our hand. He's looking to go long game this time. Gotcha. Whoop. Want to definitely get out Key to the City here, because that card is ridiculous in this deck. Because it helps me, you know, kind of cycle through the cards. Yep. Stensia. So he has a swamp or mountain. I think it was a swamp. It was a land, and 2 other cards. So let's do that. Let's go through 2 Crasher here and just get in for 3. He'll probably die to a removal spell. That's fine. At least doesn't go to Neheb the Worthy, which is our real creature. Yep, there's a Magma Spray. Let's see. Let's go for Neheb now. Does this die to a Magma Spray? Encourageable use. Hard cast. Yeah, I'm going to not block that. Yeah, he gets in there. Luckily, I have Unlicensed Disintegration, so I'm totally okay with that. No problem. Yep. Gonna get in again. see, what do I want to get rid of? Probably Galvanic Bombardment here. Just because Galvanic is the worst removal spell in my hand. So let's go with that. Pass turn. It's definitely going to be playing out. Yep. Top decking like champs here, guys. Alright, let's see what happens. Unlicensed. Let's go with a brawler here. Whoop, forgot to pay for red mana. Going crazy. And let's get rid of one of the unlicensed, because Fatal Push is a real thing, so I'll just keep that up for whatever he plays next. Yeah. Yep. It's gonna die. In the world of removal, we're definitely fighting. It's probably gonna be game the next turn or two. Yeah, there's a... Yep, that was it. Yeah, good game. Cool. Well, all right, guys, that was it. Like the video if you liked it. Leave a comment below on what you thought of the deck. And the decks I faced, this Red-Black Madness deck is always awesome to play against. But yeah, subscribe to MTGO Traders for more videos in the future, and I will see you guys in the next video.